Well, good afternoon and welcome everyone to the final recital of the York Symphony Orchestra's My Opus Magnum Composition Camp. It's been a really great week with 10 wonderful young composers, and this afternoon we're going to hear their 10 world premieres today over Zoom. We're so grateful that you've joined us this afternoon. We're grateful to your students who've done such diligent work today, this week, and leading up to today. And we're grateful to the symphony that we found a way to continue the camp this year despite our many challenges. Before we begin, I'd like to invite Michael Reichman, who is the executive director of the York Symphony, to say a few words. So I'm going to unmute and spotlight Michael now.
Thank you very much, Chris. Good morning, everyone. As he said, my name is Michael Reichman. I'm the executive director with the York Symphony Orchestra. We're very happy to have you here with us. This has been a crazy time. I feel like anything I say about how we're living right now would be a gross understatement. But it's true, this is really unbelievable what we're all going through. For all of you that had to be home for the end of the school year, to being on your computer for so much of the summer with whatever interactions you might be having with friends or family that live far away. This is a time that can be of great isolation. But if our previous life has taught us anything, it's that music can bring us all together regardless of whether we're physically in the same space. And that is something that we really hold dear at the York Symphony and that we are committed to do, particularly for students. And we felt it was very important to still have our summer composition camp. And it's something that we really take pride in and we feel is quite unique to other camps because we focus specifically on music composition, an art form that is oftentimes not focused on greatly in the public schools, K through 12. It's even a form of art that I myself, a trained musician, am not really well versed in. It's something that's very unique and special. And for all of you who have taken it upon yourselves to study it, particularly at the ages that you have, is something that is very admirable. And I want to congratulate all of you for your dedication and commitment to this craft. And for those families here, I want to thank you for the investment you are making in your child's education of art and music. You're in for a treat. This has always been a great fun thing for us to host at the Logos Academy in downtown York. But here we are on Zoom, and I have no doubt you will enjoy these very fresh and exciting compositions by the students. So with that, I hope you enjoy the program. Please consider joining the symphony and staying tuned to some of the programs we have planned for the coming fall. We are still working on what those will look like because they will mostly be digital, and we hope you will stay tuned for what those events will look like. But in the meantime, enjoy the My Opus Magnum Summer Camp Final Recital.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Michael, for your introduction. It's been a really great week here. I've been teaching this camp for 7 or so years, and I have been joined once again for about the 5th or 6th year in a row by my colleague and assistant teacher, Matthew Monticchio. I want to give Matthew just a chance to say hello and any opening words before we begin our recital. So, Matthew, welcome.
Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome to our recital today. I am as excited as you are. I've gotten, of course, a sneak preview of everyone's compositions. And again, in this totally new format, which we're all getting very used to, it worked really well. And all of your students did a great job with negotiating it all and just writing great music in the midst of it. So we're in for a treat.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So some of you may have received the program via email, but if you look at the Zoom chat, I've just uploaded a PDF of the concert program that you can use to follow along today. So take a second and download that now if you like. So I like to start the camp each week by helping the students to wrap their heads around the choices that we have to make as composers. Composing is all about making a series of choices. And with so many wonderful sounds and styles and rhythms and genres and instruments, digital instruments, analog instruments we can use, as composers, we have to take a world of choices and narrow them down to ideas of what key am I going to be in? What instruments am I going to choose? Is there going to be a melody? What kind of harmony am I going to write for? Will there be lyrics? How long will the piece be? What will repeat? What won't repeat? And so composition is a really sophisticated and really quite difficult art form that we're making all of these choices in order to tell this very abstract story that starts as a sound in our imagination. We somehow get that on paper, and hopefully it translates to a performer recreating that sound so that the audience member listening can perhaps feel the same way that we felt when we conceived of those sounds. So composition is a really beautiful and difficult craft, and it's amazing that all of your students have taken this on at such a young age. It's been a real joy to work with everyone this week. So we're going to take a moment before each piece and introduce the composers. All of our pieces are pre-recorded videos that I'm going to be playing. Our students have pre-recorded everything for today. But we're going to have a little bit of a talk-back session with each one of them. The first piece today is by violist Alex Murrin, and I'm going to invite Alex now to come up and tell us a little bit about his piece, Soccer Champion. So come on up, Alex. Tell us about your piece. Oh, let me, are you muted still? Hold on, hold on. How do I unmute you? You should be able to unmute yourself. Here we go, I'll unmute you. There you go.
My song is called Soccer Champions. It is a solo viola piece, and I wrote it because I really like to play soccer, and last season, me and my team came first in the division, and that was very exciting for me, so I wrote my piece about it, and throughout the song you will hear different changes in how the notes are played together, how fast they are, slow, and how loud they are.
And Alex, can you tell us a little bit about the story that your song depicts? Tell us a little bit about the order of events, what happens throughout the song?
Well, at the beginning of the song, you will hear a little bit of nervousness before the game, and then it'll get faster and more exciting, and that is during the game. And then at the end, it's about us celebrating.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alex. So without further ado, we're going to listen to Alex's piece, Soccer Champion. Awesome. Round of applause for Alex. Wonderful silent Zoom applause. Thank you so much, Alex. So tell us for a second, I'm curious about one thing about your piece, Alex, the repeated notes when you take the bow and you kind of hit it against the strings. What was that sound depicting? What was that portraying in your piece?
It's called a ricochet.
Uh-huh.
And what you do is you hit the center of your bow against the string and it bounces on the string, creating that vibrating effect. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, why did you use that effect? What was that portraying?
I used that effect to try and replicate the sound of a cheering crowd.
Ah.
The higher notes are the fans for my side cheering. The lower notes are the other team going, ah.
Very nice. Very good, Alex. Well, thank you so much. Bravo. Round of applause for Alex, everyone. Hooray. Next, we're going to hear, thank you, Alex. Next, we're going to hear from Brady Lewis, who is going to share his piece with us, which is entitled Indent On. So here we go. Step right up, Brady. Let me unmute you here. Tell us about your piece, Brady.
My piece is, it's supposed to be kind of video gamey, and I have put a couple references that I would like to see if anyone can find those references. And the name is also a reference. So I'd like to see if any of you come up with the answer to.
Excellent. And how did you compose this? You had worked on the piano throughout the week, but tell us how you, tell us what we're going to be hearing, sounds we're going to be hearing now.
There is a bass. There is no drum line, but the quick bass makes up for it. And the piano, there's piano, and there's also synthesizer in it.
Mm-hmm. And I would say it's kind of jazz influenced, right?
It is.
Is that, yeah. Because Brady is a really wonderful budding jazz pianist. So let us hear. We are only going to listen to audio, and Brady did this, put this recording together in GarageBand. So we're going to listen to the audio now. So I'm just going to mute you, Brady, and now we'll listen to his piece, Indent On. Hey, bravo, bravo. Excellent. Very good, Brady. Take a bow. So one of the things that Brady experimented with this week was some new chord changes. And I want to show you one of the patterns that he and I worked on together. He has this really nice sort of descending bass line. that he writes his melody over top. So he took a descending bass line, and he stacked harmony on top of it. And it has this really nice kind of constant tension and release from something that feels very kind of tense. It's a little more relaxed. It's a little more tense to relaxed to really kind of tense, and then resolves again. So it was a neat compositional device that Brady used in his piece, this middle section that had a really interesting jazz chord progression. Very good, Brady. Thank you. Next, we're going to hear from Ethan Gazzone, who is going to play for us Lizard Doggo's Hunt for Pale Berries. So let's have Ethan come up and tell us I know it's going to be a fascinating story. What is Lizard Doggo's Hunt for Pale Berries?
Well, also, I have a question for Brady.
Sure.
Was there a Super Mario Odyssey reference in there?
He says thumbs up. He says thumbs up. So yes, you got it.
I like the part of the melody I recognize from Super Mario Odyssey.
Excellent. Well, tell us about your piece.
Well,
Lizard
basically,
Doggo's Hunt.
there's basically gonna be a trilogy, and there's gonna be three pieces to it. The first one, which I'm going to play or whatever, is about like him looking for his family because he got separated from the rest of the lizard doggos. So yeah, in the first part he's looking for the large feeding ground of paleberries where he knows his family will be. And the second part is him having a flashback remembering the attack by other creatures in the middle of the night.
Excellent. So this piece tells that story really well. Thank you, Ethan.
And
so
can I play it instead of having the video be played?
If you really want to, do you have your violin right there?
I mean, yes.
All right. All right, let's get a live performance. Go ahead, Ethan. Excellent. Bravo. Take a bow. Very good. Thank you so much, Ethan. Thank you so much. Beautiful title and beautiful piece. Let us hear now from Alex Dixon, who's going to share with us his piece, Composition in E Phrygian. So let me find you, Alex. Where are you? There you are. Alex, tell us about your piece.
So this is a solo piano piece, and I originally, when I was composing it at first, I thought it was in E minor, but I didn't use any, I only used F naturals. Then I realized it's in E Phrygian, which is a completely different mode. But yeah, so composition in E Phrygian.
Excellent. And what is the instrumentation?
It's piano. So
Piano. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So we're going to look at your score while we hear the piece together. So thank you so much, Alex. Without further ado, here is Alex's piece in E Phrygian. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Excellent. Bravo, Alex. Round of applause. So Alex, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Tell us a little bit about the form, about the structure of your piece. Can you describe a little bit about what you do? Here, I'll unmute you.
Sorry, it just said that the host disabled people to unmute themselves. So the form, it's an A, B, A, C, A, I think, form. But I learned a lot about form for pieces through this, through making this piece. So, yeah.
Excellent. And tell us about there's a little bit of a key change in the middle, right? It goes away from that E Phrygian mode, right? Where does it go?
It goes to G minor.
Aha. And that's one of the really interesting parts of the piece. So one of the things that we can use to build form is actually our key areas. So we start off in E Phrygian or E minor, and then we go somewhere new. In this case, Alex went to G minor, and then he kind of brings us back home to E Phrygian once more. And it creates a really nice structure. Very good, Alex. Thank you so much. Thanks for your good work. Now we're going to hear from Willa Ferry, and her piece called Trying. So Willa, why don't you come up and tell us a little bit about your piece. Tell us, maybe take us through some of the lyrics so we can hear the lyrics. And let me unmute you here.
Hi, I'm Willa. This piece is about like how you don't want to disappoint the people that you feel like you were counting on, like in your family or anybody, and but you feel like they don't believe in you, but you don't care what they say, so you're just gonna keep going on with life.
Remind us of the title of the piece.
It's called Trying.
Excellent. And what is the instrumentation?
Ukulele.
Ukulele and voice. So this is, you've only just started playing ukulele this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you'll hear Willa is doing a great job playing the ukulele after only a year of learning it. Really fantastic.
Oh, it's only been 4 months.
It's only been 4 months. Even better. Even better. Excellent. Well, now let's hear Willa's piece for voice and ukulele called Trying.
Sorry, Mama, for disappointing you. Not the girl you wanted me. I'm sorry, Daddy, I'm trying so hard. You feel like there's something missing. I've been trying my best to make you feel love. Trying to not give up, but you never seem to believe me. What's the point of trying? Sorry, Mama, for disappointing you. Not the girl you wanted me. Sorry, Daddy, I'm trying so hard. You feel like there's something missing. But after I keep thinking, I don't really care what you have to say. 'Cause guess what? I'm not sorry for disappointing you. I'm the girl I want to be. There's not one thing missing in me. That's who I want to be. I am me.
Can everybody hear? Awesome. Bravo, Willa. So one of the things that I really love about Willa's piece, Willa, are you there? There you are. One of the things I really love about Willa's piece is one of the things we talk about early in the week is how great melodies are singable. And so Willa has taken that and run with it. With her very singable melody, you can even remember it. If you can't remember the lyrics, you can still remember the tune. It's a really gorgeous natural melody, and she's done a really great job putting that together in a beautiful form and a wonderful piece. So bravo, Willa. Thank you so much. Excellent. We now go to Mr. Andrew Ruffing, who's going to play for us his piece, Prince of Swing. So Andrew, let me find you. Come on up and let me unmute you. Let me go back to the A's. Here we go. Andrew, tell us about your piece and tell us maybe a little bit about yourself too.
Alrighty then. As I'm sure Whittaker said, my piece is entitled Prince of Swing. It is written for bass clarinet, which is an instrument that I've been playing for, I want to say, 3.5 years at this point. And I didn't really think of a form. I just thought of melodies, slapped them all together. and tied it all together with swing.
Nice. Excellent. Well, let's hear it. Here is Andrew's Prince of Swing. Excellent, bravo. Thank you, Andrew. One of the things that I really like about Andrew's piece, and I want to just listen to the beginning once more for a moment, is even though we're only using one instrument, Andrew does a really nice job giving us a sense of what the groove is, what the underlying rhythmic flow would feel like if he was playing with a full band. So see if you can kind of, in your imagination, sort of imagine what the drummer, what the bass player would be doing, how they'd be swinging along with him if they were playing with him. So listen for one more moment. Yeah, and you can hear that even though Andrew says he wasn't thinking much about form, intuitively he had different sections, and there's a really memorable, there are a couple of really memorable melodies, and I kind of have the, it's almost like a chorus, ba-dum-bee-do-dum. I kind of have that little hook kind of stuck in my head after hearing it, especially the second time. So really nice, memorable tunes. Excellent. Thank you so much, Andrew. I'm sorry, I didn't call you Alex. Andrew. Andrew is what I meant to say. Thank you so much, Andrew. Good work. Now we're going to hear from Theodore Rodriguez, who is going to play for us Der Traum. So there is Theodore. I'll give you 1 second to unmute you. So Theodore, tell us about your piece.
Hi, I'm Theodore. My piece was inspired by several composers who are my favorites, Rachmaninoff, Bach, and also Mozart. They all have, created these amazing songs, and they've really influenced me over the years. And I would say you can hear it throughout my song. It's written in A minor, and Der Traum translates to the dream in English. So it gives a very dreamlike sense throughout the piece, and really hope you enjoy it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Theodore. Let's listen. Bravo. Thank you so much, Theodore. So one of the things we talked about this week was, as composers, we don't need a lot of material to make a great piece. Sometimes we just need a little seed, a little kernel, and we need to kind of be patient and sit with that idea and figure out kind of all the ways we can spin out from that idea and do new things. And I think Theodore has started to do that really well here. If you listen closely, you can hear that opening motive, and he uses that in a different way throughout the piece. So in the middle, for example, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. We'll listen for a moment. He slows that idea down. So it's the same kind of pattern, but he's using it in a different way. Let's listen again in the middle for a moment. It's almost like a little bit of a variation on that idea. So go back to the beginning, and you can hear where that three-note dee-da-da came from. For example, so taking a small idea and using that as a basis to build a bigger piece. So thank you so much, Theodore. Very good work. Bravo. Applause, applause. We're going to hear now from Chris Furlong. Am I saying that right? Furlong. Actually, I haven't pronounced your last name. And I have to say, I would be remiss if I didn't tell everyone that we are very delighted to have our first My Opus Magnum participant coming all the way from 3,000 miles across the pond in Ireland. So Chris, tell us where you are in Ireland, and then tell us a little bit about the piece that you've written this week.
Hi, hello everybody. My name is Chris and I'm from Cork in Ireland, and I wrote a piece for piano solo, and it's called Discovery. And discovery can be interpreted as discovering yourself, or the piece discovering what it is. And I also notice how the Fs, the repeated Fs, can join all the sections in the piece. And yeah, let's just enjoy the piece.
Yeah, excellent. So some of the things that Chris and I talked about briefly as we were working together were the different ways that we can make transitions as composers. And we've talked about how we can have contrasting sections, an A section and a B section, a verse and a chorus, a first theme and a second theme. But we also have important decisions to make as composers in terms of what joins those sections. Maybe the joining piece is actually silence. Maybe it's space. Maybe the pieces are right up against each other. Or maybe we build a little bit of a bridge to the new section somehow. And Chris has used that technique where he's using this series of repeated Fs, which you'll hear in various places. You'll hear that as a kind of transitional device that he uses to move on to the next section. So let's hear Chris's piece, Discovery. Bravo! Round of applause. Very good, Chris. Thank you. One of the moments I really like in Chris's piece is when he has that repeated note in the beginning. He plays a different chord under the note each time, and it's just a really interesting thing to notice because the feeling of that note changes depending on the chord that's under it. So it can feel a little bit tenser, it can feel a little bit more relaxed. Listen to just the opening again and observe how this chord, how the harmony underneath this note changes the meaning of that melody note. And we'll stop it there. So really, really interesting compositional technique that he used, that the upper melodic note doesn't change, but the harmony underneath gives it a different meaning each time, building up tension and releasing it. So very good, Chris. Thank you so much. We will now hear from Wyeth Baumgartner, who's going to play guitar for us. Wyeth, where are you? There you are. Let me unmute you. Here, Wyeth. Where are you? Go down to W's. Wyeth, tell us about your piece.
Well, hello, everyone. So as it's been mentioned, my piece is a solo electric guitar piece, and it's called Train of Thought as a result of me coming up with something just out of the blue in my head. And the riff that I put in it that was inspired by a Julian Lage song didn't end up becoming the main part of it. And I just ultimately wrote this song in A sharp minor and just kept going with it, hence the name Train of Thought.
Excellent. Well, let's hear it. Hey, bravo. Really nice job, Wyeth. One of the things that we talked about this week at various points was how to change the texture or the thickness of the music that we're writing. So if you want to think about an orchestra, you could go from a really thick texture where you're using all the instruments down to just solo instruments or just strings or just woodwinds. And we can do that with solo instruments as well. So on a piano, we can have a lot of moving notes going down to just simple melody and chords. Same thing on guitar. And I think Wyeth has done a really great job varying the texture of the sound here. He has moments that are just really nice bluesy melody with that kind of slapping the strings. But then he gives us some chords and punctuates some things, kind of switches it up. And what that does is, as composers, one of our jobs is to make sure that you, the listener, doesn't get bored. To always keep it interesting, always keep us wanting more, always keep our ear kind of pulling along. And so one of the ways we can do that as composers, it's not just through changing the harmony or changing the melody or changing the rhythm, but changing the texture and changing the way we use the instrument. And so I think Wyeth's piece is a really great illustration of that, among many other things that he's done really well in this piece. So thank you so much, Wyeth. Bravo. And now, last but not least, we have Wiley Hunt, who is going to play for us his piece, which he will pronounce in Russian, but I will pronounce in English, Flowing. Let me unmute you. Here you go. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Wiley.
Hello, everybody, and thank you all for sticking through this and attending our camp today. I want to say a few words before we begin. This piece is called Tekushi, there we go, which means flowing in Russian, and it was inspired by two things. A Japanese composer, Yorumi, made a piece called River Flows in You, and it kind of gave me the idea to make a piece that's flowing, hence the name. And this is the first real movement of the piece. I had a little more that I wanted to do, but then I have to practice it, and I'm not going to spend a ton of hours practicing a really long piece, so I decided to just almost give a preview of the first movement. Well, you know, you didn't come here to hear me talk, so let's play the piece.
Very good. So we're going to listen to Wiley's piece while we watch the score. So I'm going to bring up the score here for us and get it going. Let me see, give me 1 second. All right, let's hear it. Great job. A really beautiful singable melody, really nice harmony, and how Wiley, you may have noticed looking at the score, how Wiley changed the texture. Sometimes there were just two notes going in harmony at the same time, which is, again, a really great way to keep our ear engaged as the listener. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wiley.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone. I'm going to invite us all now to take a moment. I'm going to unmute everybody, and we're going to have group applause for all of our fantastic young composers today. So here we go. Let's hear a round of applause for everybody who composed and performed today.
Sure.
So everyone, how would you say we did? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Everyone give a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So just a few closing words. I hope that you guys all had a great week. I hope that you have a few good takeaways as you continue your musical studies, as you continue to write. I think as we've listened and analyzed this week and made observations about our music and other people's music, one of the biggest things that I can leave with you is that the answers are inside of you. So you can trust yourself to find the right answer. It's within you if you search hard enough. So keep up the search. And we hope that some of you might return to us next year when we'll hopefully be back in person again. But until then, thank you for doing this over Zoom and allowing this camp to continue. One last thing, you will continue to have your Google Drive access for a while longer. Matt and I are going to put together a few listening packets of some of the pieces we listened to this week, a few pieces of suggested listening, and some resources that you might use in the months ahead. So I'll send out an email to everyone when we update that Google Drive folder, the YSO 2020. But that's not going to go away. You're going to continue to have access to that Google Drive indefinitely for now. So also, we'll probably have some of the recordings of your performances. We'll probably post them for you to share. We'll have like an unlisted YouTube link so you can share with any other family or friends that wasn't able to attend today. So any final thoughts, Matt, you want to share?
As always, I'm just delighted and inspired by our young composers every year, and this year is a little different, but no less inspiring. So great job, everybody. Keep writing. Come back next year.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll hopefully see you again soon. Keep composing, and everyone stay well. Have a great afternoon, and bravo.
Bye.
Bravo.
Bye. Ow.